Hi all, it's Erin Buckland here bringing you some quarantine art for anybody or my students that is stuck at home and is desperate for some art. I've got you covered. Today I'm going to show you guys how to do a quick, not necessarily quick, but pretty easy kind of doodle line design project. It looks crazy, but I promise it's not hard. I'll show you really quick. All you need is a paper and a pen or a pencil. All right, here we go. We're going to start with just a piece of paper, and you need some sort of writing tool. I have a pigment liner, any kind of pen, Sharpie pen, micron, marker, anything you want. It will work. Make a line. I think wavy lines are best to start with. Make sure it goes all the way across the piece of paper. Now we're going to add some dots. These are going to be kind of like our anchor points. I would say add a good 6 dots. You can space them out. They don't all have to be equally spaced. Make sure you put a dot at the beginning and the end. All right, now you're going to basically play connect the dots. You're going to start at 1 dot, kind of follow the line you already drew, and go back to that dot. You're just going to do this all the way across your paper, following the line, going back down to the dots. Take your time, make nice smooth strokes. I'm going to try not to rotate the paper, but if you need to, that's obviously totally fine. If you end up making a really big space, you guys see how this is a lot more wide than this space. Not a big deal. Just sneak another line in there. Pretend you meant to do that. Okay. I suggest going all the way across your line on both sides. You're going to want to just build one spot, which can be fun, but you might end up with a kind of unbalanced piece if you do that. As we keep drawing these lines, they're going to sort of squish together. And if you work on one spot in particular, rather than working across this whole piece of paper, one section at a time, you're going to create a weird squish effect. It won't be what we want. I'm going to skip a line because I already have that extra line in there. Don't worry if you add an extra line in somewhere and you forget about it. That will not be a big deal. Just take your time. This particular kind of little doodle is pretty forgiving of mistakes because in the end you have so many lines happening that 1 or 2 little goofs becomes very insignificant. So just go with it, have some fun. It's a nice, just kind of chill drawing technique. So as we do this, you can see it building, and you can kind of start to see that squish I'm talking about. Everything's coming into those center pieces. You're going to want to continue this all the way through. As you build, make sure you are keeping your lines as evenly spaced as possible. Don't worry about going all the way into the dot at this point, just show us where it would go. As you get to the edges, make sure that you are letting your lines kind of smush and stay contained within the edge of the paper. You're going to want to keep filling all of your space, go all the way to those edges, keeping it squished. All right, now we're done. I hope you enjoyed that. That was kind of fun to actually watch for me on playback. Some things to keep in mind. Always make it look as though you're coming back to your center dot. When you come to the edges, squish things up to the edge so everything looks like it's being constrained within the actual picture plane. Don't let lines just go off the edge. At this point, you could add some color, you could add texture, you could add value, you could add all sorts of fun things to just make it a little bit more interesting. I want to show you a couple other ways you can use line with this. So here, I used more than one line. I let them intersect. So wherever they intersect, those take the places of your dots. Just make sure you think of having a dot at any point where the line goes off the edge too. So that is the beginning. That is what it looks like when it's done. So intersecting lines create some really interesting sort of pattern and shape. Loops are fun. So again, this becomes your dot that you go back to, plus the end pieces. A really different look. I really enjoy loops. I think they're a lot of fun to mess with. This one, I tried lettering, so you can put your name in there, any word you want. Make sure it goes off the edges. And then you can treat the ends of the letters or any point where two lines more or less intersect as your dots. You can always add more in too. This, sorry, wrong way. This is what I got with the word name. The more points of intersection, the more like little detailed pieces you will end up with. Tried creating a couple lines, but then using circles to intersect them and to create more points to bring your line work back to. That was the results. This right here, this circle with two lines going through it creates this really cool little floral pattern. I really enjoy this particular little set of lines. All right, and then the last one, just some crazy loops. And that gave me this. So try intersecting lines, try creating loops, just see what happens when you do different things with your newly found line art skills. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something, you made something neat. I'm going to try to put together several more videos so everybody can keep themselves creative and occupied and keep your brains going. If you have any questions, let me know. Any suggestions, let me know. Have a great day. Bye.